as Christians, we have always been advised to go into prayers whenever we are about to make this lifelong choice of marriage. You know, some go as far as consulting their pastors, their women of God, to help them in prayers. Some would even bring their would-be husband or wife, you know, to meet their pastor for a counseling section, prayer sessions, and a whole lot of that. And finally, the Holy Spirit would decide whether this is the right man for you or this woman is going to be the God-chosen woman for anybody. Today on the news, all over social media has gone, has been on fire regarding Pastor Tolu's marriage goodbye. You know, it's quite a pity that this has happened, because it didn't just happen. It happened 4 years ago, but she kept it low. Nobody knew until she granted an interview yesterday talking about her marriage that has ended. Pastor Tolu, remember, she is a daughter to the most famous female pastor in Nigeria, Pastor Bimbo Odukoya, you know, who died in Sosoliso aircraft accident. That was in 2005 in Port Harcourt. You know, remember her mother preached so much about marriage, staying put in marriage. Her mom was the tele-evangelist as at then, very popular in Nigeria. Now, this brings me to a question that I would like you to answer here, because somebody made this comment. God doesn't ordain any marriage. Two adults make their decision and God may bless the union. We sometimes choose the wrong spouse, or the challenges of life interferes with the marriage. Please don't preach to me. I'm a born again with logic. Learn to use your spiritual and rational thoughts. Are you of the opinion that God does not ordain any marriage? What are your thoughts? Or do you think that, praying before saying yes, isn't that necessary again in life as Christians? Yes, we usually pray, ask God to perfect this, help us in making the right decision as we go into marriage. Anyway, guys, I will leave you with the video of this lady so that you can see for yourself where she shared the reasons, though she didn't say in particular, but there was something she also mentioned. You know, people expected this lady to have stayed put in her marriage, just like she stated that marriage at the beginning, that nobody has ever planned to leave their marriage, as marriage has always been for better, for worse, till death do we us part. But she claimed that her marriage died 10 years ago. This marriage was contracted in 2012, you know, yes, and the marriage produced 3 good children, 2 girls and a boy. And the husband is also a learned man, a project manager who has been working here in the United Kingdom, a graduate of Nottingham University. So he is very much learned. But what could have led to this? Because Tolu did not mention, like she stated, you know, because she said sometimes you go into marriage without the hope of, you know, working out of that marriage. Because at the altar, we usually take the vow of till death do us part, isn't it? Everyone who has been in marriage took this same oath. Unfortunately, like she said, when your marriage is over, it is death. In the last 10 years, I have experienced death in my marriage. My stepmother, my dad's twin sister, and my father, she said, in part. You know, my ex-husband is a great man, but if God doesn't ordain you guys to be together, you forfeit yourself. The likelihood of staying together is very low. My life is not an easy one. It has not gone the way I planned. Pastor Tolu Odukoya. What did I just read? That if God does not ordain you guys to be together and you forfeit yourselves, the likelihood of staying together is very low. My life is not an easy one. It has not gone the way I planned it. Is she not trying to tell us that her marriage was not ordained by God? You know, aside the husband being a project manager, data analyst, Is he also not a man of God? Because somebody like her, it's expected that she should have made the choice of somebody who has the same Christian faith alongside her. Anyway, some brothers in the church, they are the most wicked people. Yes, brother Amusu, brother Obiapo as well. They exist. They have mean brothers and mean sisters in the church. You know, sisters who cover their heads with scarf, but when you open it, it's just wickedness that is in there. Anyway, we are not here to mock anybody, but it's a pity that this is happening. But meanwhile, she took a bold step. Despite having the background, her mom being a pastor, father a pastor, preaching the word, advocacy for marriage and all of that, she took that bold step of not staying in an unhappy marriage. Walking away was just a win-win for her, and she stated that she has supportive brothers who helped her in her trying moments. So before I play the video, this is an eye-opener to those of us who are Christians struggling in our marriages today. We remember the case of Osinachi that died in her marriage because of what people would say. Even when some of our prominent singers, I've forgotten the name of one of the guys, is it Frank Edward, that came up to talk soon after Osinachi passed. He made a tweet or a post that this man has finally killed her, you know, and blah, 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 suggesting, and people really bashed him because he knew all along what that lady was going through in that marriage, but kept quiet. Because actually, you cannot force anybody out of their marriage, especially when the woman says no and the man says no. This is why marriage crisis is a critical issue, you know. When you are trying to settle a couple, having an argument, just stay in between. They would settle with you at the long run. But this is really sad. But still a win-win for our sister, Pastor Tolu here. Watch her video and let me know what you think in the comment section.
I'm separated. Most people don't know I'm separated, and that has truly defined or has shaped my life. It was circumstances beyond my control. But you know, sometimes when you get into a marriage, you do not get into a marriage to leave a marriage. In fact, it's a death in a way. When you lose, when your marriage is over, it's a death. So I'll say in the last 10 years, I've experienced a couple of deaths. The death of my marriage, the death of my stepmom, the death of my dad's twin sister, and the death of my father. And that happened in the course of 24 months between 2021 and 2023. And my ex-husband is a great man, but sometimes I just feel like if God doesn't ordain you guys to be together and you force fit yourselves, then the likelihood of you guys staying together is very, very low. And also, if you guys are going on two different paths in life, it's not particularly that the person is bad. They're good people, but they're just not good for you. I was a good person, I probably was not good for him, and vice versa. And to see all that come to an end in the way it did, it really, really shaped my heart. My heart was very broken by that. So that happened in 2021. Because everybody else I mentioned died because of sickness. So when somebody dies because of sickness, you see them deteriorate. My mother passed suddenly. It was a crash, right? But when people are ill and you watch them go from one stage to the other, and we're praying. You know, that song when I wrote, if you give me a reason, God, I'll praise you. Without a reason, I'll still praise you. Sometimes you pray and believe that because we've prayed, God must answer. But God does answer, but just might not be the answer you are asking for, right?
True.
And all those moments will define, because you ask yourself, okay, if God doesn't give me this thing I'm asking for, would I still serve him? Why am I truly serving God? Do I serve God because he can do all things and he can give all things to us? Or am I serving him because he first loved me and he gave his all for me? And that even when I don't understand, because he loves me, the Bible says that it's all going to work out for my good. So I'll say my life has not been an easy one. It's not gone the way I planned it. Because I had plans, I had dreams, visions. Like I could see where my life was going to go. But I tell you today, what is happening now, I did not see it in any way, shape, what. But the dream I had, the vision I had was all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here. And I tell God every day, hey, I'm in your hands, oh God, because when you're not in a marriage anymore, you don't want to put yourself in center stage.
Yes. Do you still believe that people should die in their marriage because of what people around would say, what my brothers would say? My parents are pastors, therefore I shouldn't just walk away because the church members will be laid down, they will feel disappointed. What do you think? Another thing I want to add to this is for those who go around to all of these mushroom pastors, asking them for prayers in order to decide. They will even take photos of their suitors, take to these wayo pastors, asking them to choose for them their life partner. I remember my friend then in Lagos, a tenant in our yard that later became a friend to some extent. She came back from abroad. She went to these people to prophesy for her. And then she started harboring one guy in the name of husband and wife. Together she got pregnant and then gave birth, and then they started fighting all of the time. The man was smoking, drinking, and goody. One day she came up and said, "But Chief, my pastor told me that this man was my husband. How could the pastor prophesy this to me?" Drunken man and all of that. They are no longer together at the moment. So love is something that is partly blind and partly not blind to my own definition of love and relationship. You would see the person with your koro naked eyes. The physical physics, something that is called love at first sight, might even attract you to the person. But once the person speaks or you engage the person in a particular topic, the person's point of view might set you running. At that point in time, that love that was blind at the beginning, that attracted you to that person at first, all the physical things about that person that attracted you to that person will just disappear from you. Love, at that point, is no longer blind. Love has been shocktalized by what came out of that person's inside. You run. And some people do not care about all of these things. All they care about is the pedigree of this person. Is the parents rich? The status of the parents? Where the parents, prominent parents, blah, blah, blah. Bam, they jump in. They want to take this person. Yes, they can manage because of what they can gain. Gold diggers, Love, what is it called? Parasites in a relationship because of the influence the person's family might have in the society. That is why a lot of people would go in for this and that. Now, when a man and a woman go apart in a relationship, a man would have their own points, reasons why it happened. Likewise, the woman too. Nobody is perfect, because right now you are in your marriage thinking that you are perfect. Obviously, you are not. Your partner, man or a woman, may have something he or she doesn't really like about you. Yes, especially those people that are living with the perfect men, perfect women in their homes. They don't like it. Sometimes they got tired of talking to you about you changing. But you keep going on. I am a perfect man. I am a perfect woman. One day, go be one day, monkey go market, you don't go return again. The person will have it up to here and decide to walk away. And you will be surprised, why did it happen? Yes. Did you read her lines? My ex-husband was a good man. Yes. Or you want me to read that line again for you? She said it, that my ex-husband was a good man, but her life did not go the way she planned it. And she also suggested that maybe God did not ordain their marriage. Guys, in a marriage relationship at times, when a man or a woman is so docile, They don't have dreams, aspirations. They are always there. They don't even support each other's dreams. Sometimes it can be tiring. When a woman is talking about her dreams, what she would like to achieve, the man is not just giving ears to all of that. You don't want your woman to progress, you know. Sometimes it is disturbing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments, your thoughts in the comment section. I would be happy to read all of that, and this would help a lot of people learn and adjust as well. Bye for now.